Hey everybody, this is Carl with Century 21. Is the next recession coming, or are we coming towards the next economic boom in home values? I just spent some time with one of the top economists in the country, Steve Harney. He runs a company called Keeping Current Matters. It focuses on housing and kind of what's coming up in the future. And he said between now and the election next November, half the world's going to think everything's falling apart. It's absolutely the worst time in the world. The other half of the country is going to think this is the best time to be involved in anything. Absolute boom in the economy. Whatever side you're on in that, it's completely up to you. What I want you to know is that in the last 5 recessions, only 2 had a negative impact on home values. The first one was in 1991. We had a 2% drop in housing values. And we all know the other was in 2008, where we saw upwards of 20-25% reduction in home values. We know the trigger for the big one in 2008 was lending practices, which were horrible, and a really big decline in property values really kicked off that recession in 2008. What I also know is the other 3, we actually saw a rise in home values higher than in a normal market. The reason that is when the stock market starts going wild like we've had this week, people take their money out and they put it in the #1 safest investment in the world, in the U.S. real estate market. No matter how bad you were hit in 2008, just 10 years later, we're seeing prices higher than ever before. So I'm sitting here thinking, do I want to sell you a house? Do I want to help you buy a house? Of course. That's what I do. That's how I make my living. But I need you to know that whether you need to sell, you don't need to sell, what's going on. If you were my mom, if you were my dad, if you were my brother, I would just say between now and next November, turn the news off, quit watching the information about the housing market. The likelihood of a recession happening is 100%. It's going to happen at some point. The likelihood of that affecting the real estate market is pretty minimal. It's going to open up some great opportunities. People are going to be looking at the housing market, half of them going, oh my God, it's horrible, I need to get out before something happens. So it may be a good time for you to pick up a investment property. If your kids are going to college, a great time to buy a house for them, rather than dorm living. We're in the longest economic recovery in history. It's going to change. We're going to go to a recession. You just need to be prepared and know that you live in a beautiful home. If you take care of it, maintain it, you're always going to have your money. And if you have any questions about what's going on, what you think is going to happen, your home, give me a call. I'm happy to walk through everything with you guys. Look forward to hearing from you soon. If you have any questions, give me a ring. Thanks, guys.